Hello. Today, hey guys, welcome to another episode of It's All About the Music. Today's going to be another ranking the studio albums by Mudvayne today. You guys like Mudvayne, buddy? There's an echo in here. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so Mudvayne are an American heavy metal band. And we're going to jump right in. They don't have too many studio albums. They got 5. And I like a fair bit of their discography. So I wanted to just do a quick album ranking. And we're going to jump right in. Very exciting. As always, we're going to start from the worst and work our way up to the top. So, starting with my least favorite, we're going to start with their last album, their Selftitled 2009 record. Kind of blended a new metal and hard rock sound. It was about 49 minutes long. Had the single Scream With Me, which is pretty good. But in my opinion, the rest of the album just didn't really sit right with me, at least compared to their other releases. So not a bad album, but not really that great of an album either, in my opinion. Moving on is going to be the album that came right before that one. This is called The New Game. Came out in 2008. It's kind of an alternative metal, new metal, hard rock album, kind of 43 minutes and some seconds. And had some pretty good songs on it with Do What You Do and Dull Boy were some of the highlights. Yeah, so not a bad album by any means, but we do have some better ones coming up soon. So, 2002's The End of All Things to Come. Starting to get some better material from the guys as we move up my list, of course, because we're going from worst to best. Album was written very quickly, but I really enjoyed Not Falling and World So Cold. And some of the other songs on there were pretty good as well. So, what's going to be my top 2 favorite Mudvayne albums? Okay. See if there's an alternative. Nope. So this is going to be my second favorite Mudvayne album. This is LD50. Came out August 22nd, 2000. Very long album. I'm clocking in at almost 70 minutes. But really great album, right? Really great introduction for the band with the Dig, Death Blooms, Nothing to Gain. And just some really interesting, really unique sounds going on with this band. I really love their visual aspects. And I just felt like they were unique for the time. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to be getting any new Mudvayne anytime soon. It seems like the band members have kind of moved on and are pretty happy with their situations in other rock bands. I feel like my number one pick, I feel like that album would be most people's favorite Mudvayne album. But, we're all different. Everybody's different. And, maybe people agree with me. But I feel like, and we're going to get a bigger image of this, I used to own this on CD. Could not find it at the moment. But this, 2005's Lost and Found. For me personally, I felt like 2000, the early 2000s were sort of a renaissance in terms of pop rock and even the hard rock and metal of the time. Just those early 2000s were just really special for me in my musical journey. And this album was just great. kicks things off with Determined, which was a single. Pushing Through was a great track. Happy, Fall Into Sleep, and Forget to Remember. This is like, they're just, the other albums had like 1 or 2 singles. This one had 4, and all 4 of them were pretty darn good. And I really did appreciate that the band was sort of visually and emotionally going in different directions than they had been. And I really appreciated it. The makeup was gone, and it was just a really interesting album, in my opinion. They had a few other people working on the album. On the Billboard 200, this thing came in at number 2. It also did well in the Swedish and Canadian and Australian charts. And Happy was actually a number 1 single, which is pretty impressive. Fall Into Sleep was number 4. Forget to Remember was number 8. And I believe, wasn't there another single? Determined, Happy, Forget to Remember, and Fall Into Sleep. Yeah, Determined. I don't see where Determined. We're going to click on Determined and see. We're determined to find out how well Determined did. We're not going to have an answer. I know it was a single. We're not gonna give up, guys. We're not gonna give up. Discography. Mudvayne discography. Fall into sleep, fall into me, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. So, LD50 kind of reached number 33. The End of All Things to Come reached 17. Lost and Found reached number 2. So maybe people do agree with me on my number 1 pick. The New Game, 15. And the Selftitled, which I didn't like, was 53. They do have some compilations with pretty cool EPs. And let's see, Determined did not chart. I thought Determined was a pretty significant single. Let's talk about the singles while we're here. We'll do this one a little bit different. I've been doing a ton of ranking the album videos, but Mudvayne's just got me in a mood today, so we're gonna sort of look at their singles and which ones did what. So in 2000, when this band first erupted onto the new metal scene, Dig hit 33, Death Blooms hit 32, and Not Falling hit 28 and 11. World So Cold hit 16. Determined, like I said, didn't chart. Really surprising. I felt like that song was big around here. Maybe it was just a local thing. Happy went to number 1. Bet they were happy. Forget to Remember went to 8. Fall Into Sleep was number 4. So yeah, I guess Lost and Found was probably their most successful album. Dull Boy hit 17 in 2007. Do What You Do hit number 2. Scarlet Letters hit number 7, and Scream With Me hit 3. And unfortunately, that's been the last we've heard of Mudvayne in recent years. I don't think we're gonna, again, they formed in 1996, and they kind of went on an indefinite hiatus around 2010. I think Heck Yeah. We're going to see what Heck Yeah is doing. Yeah, Heck Yeah is still active, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Mudvayne, man, it just like talking about it. Maybe I know that people want to do different things, and that's great. But man, just as a huge fan of music, I just want every band to just continue forever. Whether they lose a member or the members die, whether they lose all the members, I just kind of wish there was a way for them to continue no matter how bad the situation is. But if the guys are happy in their new bands, Heck Yeah is not a bad band by any means. Have not listened to their entire discography yet, so ranking their studio albums might be on the horizon at some point when I get around to listening to it. I've got a lot of listening to do. I'm on a mission to hear every song ever recorded in the history of music, and I've done a lot. I listen to music every day, and it is what it is. So yeah, that's been ranking the studio albums by Mudvayne.